Hello, Castle does. Subnautica. I am going to make giant cracks in the world. Alright, so the first thing, I got, I'm kind of happy with the materials. So I went in and kind of just got rid of everything. And the reason why is because whenever you paint a material onto the height map, it actually creates voxels so that you can't just go back and manipulate the height map to get your changes. So my goal now is to stay in height map mode for as long as it takes to get everything in place and have it all there. I'm not going to do any voxel work at all until I can look at this height map and say that can have my baby. So I want to have like a little desert island in the corner. I end up getting some. Whoa. Okay, so I missed some spots. There's still voxels floating around. It's really problematic. I wish I could just like replace the material that's being used on the terrain and automatically have a cap texture, but the terrain only uses standard non-cap texture material. Oh well. No process is perfect, I guess. So I'm just at this point kind of blocking this all out, and it's too plateauy. It has to be rolling hills. I'm gonna have to next time I work on this. It's one of the first one of the first things I'm gonna do is to go back to this the safe shallows area and get rolling hills instead of plateauy area. Now plateaus are okay in the grassy plateaus, obviously. It's like a tongue twister. You're saying plateaus are okay in the plateaus, but not in the safe shallows. Sounds weird. So two different types of geometry are kind of like melding together at this point. And I want to get these sort of like almost tree roots, but it's something that I see in the safe shallow areas is, and one of my favorite things about it is definitely this sort of like roots. Looks like kind of like the water wore away. Right here now I'm creating a giant crack that's far out. So like you have a section that's like way out with this flat sand. Raise it up and then cut a fucking giant hole through it. All the way from one side to the other. So just look at this big fucking crack. And it looks like it's raised up because it's cracked. I like getting these like that's something that I see, and I always end up bringing up World of Warcraft, but whenever I think of terrain manipulation, it's like Blizzard is fucking king of this kind of stuff. Like this stuff right here, like they do probably more terrain work than and really get it looking badass than anyone else in the fucking industry. Nobody else does it. So I very much look up to them on that respect. And this sort of like giant crack with the thing, that's exactly the sort of things that you run into, like, maybe it's like Hellfire Peninsula or something. So I'm very much inspired by that. Whenever, especially when I'm working with height map material and sort of a weird alien world or fantasy setting. Of course, this isn't really fantasy. So I'm doing like a section right here that's all cracked up and then raised, and then this is sort of raised and the straight down, and I end up spending a lot of time like just sort of floating around this level, this area in the water and in game, and trying to get like a really good feel to it and get these cracks to kind of feel right. So I did really fucking good progress on that. Oh, that was just like slam, like completely interesting and new look to it with a fucking island on the top. And I'd only been working on this area for 2 days, and I'm already like, yeah. All right, I Van Damned it. Okay, so thank you.